Hey guys, what's up? It's Eli Knight with Knight Jiu-Jitsu and with Aperture, and I've got some concepts to talk about guard passing today. This isn't necessarily guard passing in the sportive realm. I mean, there are certain considerations certain principles that will overlap between these, but I want to talk about something that people have asked me about, guard passing in a limited or no rules situation. This could be MMA or this could even be a street fight. Now with the kind of ubiquity of MMA on all the time, on every channel, all the time and everything, you see more fights imitating MMA positions a lot. The paradigm has shifted a little bit, so it's not unheard of now to see a street fight, and because even if the guy doesn't know how to use the guard, he sees it happening and he sees that he can hold the guy. Otherwise, if there's not that knowledge out there, it seems counterintuitive a little bit to hold someone on top of you that's trying to beat you up. Okay, so all that aside, I do want to show some considerations for what we could do passing in a no rules kind of situation. He has wrapped himself around me here some kind of way like this. He's got his legs and his arms around me. The first thing I need to do, I don't want to try to posture. I guess if I'm big enough and strong enough, maybe I can try to slam him and see what kind of effect that has, especially if we're on concrete. But let's talk about a little more technical consideration. What I want to do is I want to swim inside. So I'm gonna turn to face, get inside here and crawl up until I can get to this kind of position. Now notice on this position, I'm not just pinning and holding his arms like this. He can swim and flip his arms like inside like that. So I'm going over and trying to wrap as much as I can and dropping my elbows to the floor like this. And I'm keeping my head down so that it's making it harder for him to land any shots. If he does land any shots from here, they're not going to be any showstoppers. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to soften up the guard and I want to look to pass. This is a closed guard situation. So now I don't want to necessarily release my hands just yet to use these to strike. So I'm going to use the weapon I have readily available. I want to throw some headbutts here like this one, maybe a couple of them to crack just to soften them up. Once I've done that to soften a little bit, I'm going to pin now the arms and I'm going to get quickly to my feet, walk or jump up this way. Now I'm going to reach, pin his throat down like this, and I'm either going to punch here, or if I'm worried about maybe cracking my hand on an elbow, maybe I'll throw some slaps or some palm strikes this way. After I soften up enough, the guard starts to release, and then once I feel the guard releasing, I don't want to necessarily just pop right up right away because he could start bicycle kicking me like this here, and he could scramble and get back to his feet. I want to maintain control through this and then get the top position so I can really neutralize the threat. So after I crack a little bit, the legs come open. Once I feel the legs open, I step up farther. Once I step up farther, I squeeze and pinch the legs in this way. Now, I don't want to reach behind me. Instead, I'm going to push my hips forward until I see his foot come in front of me. I'm going to push his foot here. Once it gets to center line, I switch hands, pin the arm now so he doesn't scramble up away from me, and then I step through. I land my knee on belly position, which is very good to hold, control, and strike from. And if I need to disengage at that point, then I can disengage and get away, or I can stay committed and keep on positioning and get a more dominant position and do more damage, right? So one more time. The steps are, I go from here this way, I get the arms pinned, I throw some headbutts here like this, I jump up with the arms pinned here, pin the neck, palm strikes, slaps, punches, whatever, until the guard starts to loosen up. I step forward, pinch the knees together so that it isolates his hips, push the leg forward, press the foot in front of me, switch hands at center line, and then pin his arm as I come through and land my knee on belly position. And let's say that something has happened and we have gotten a disconnect. Maybe I knocked him down, he's on the ground and I'm standing, and I don't want to give him the opportunity to get back up so that we are back in this range. I want to maintain my advantage here and get on top. There are some things that I have to obviously watch out for. I don't want to just reach in here and get myself kicked. So I'm stepping in with a bladed posture. I'm keeping my head back away, my hip forward like this. I am watching out if he's trying to kick my legs or anything like that, but as long as I'm aware of this, then I can kind of monitor that and receive less damage. I want to control here. I like to control the feet, not the ankles. He's a lot stronger here. If I can control on the feet, I'm going to use this lead leg to kick the inside here this way and push, so that turns his hips out of alignment and then gets me into this leg drag position. Now, from this leg drag position, if I feel like I can clear and go back into knee on belly, that's a good situation, right? Or if we get here like this and I kick and leg drag, I can also go down into a seated leg drag position and still hit and do damage this way. Or maybe even start looking to work into some submission type moves like this if I feel like that's appropriate for the given context. So one more time on this one. We're here, I step in with a bladed posture, I look to control on the feet, I kick here this way, either going into my leg drag position here or going into knee on belly, whichever one I feel is the clearest route to success. Let's talk one more consideration here, is if I did somehow gain my posture like this. Maybe we were striking, he wasn't holding, breaking my posture down, but he is controlling my hands here, so I don't want to necessarily sit back down, and he is limiting my range of motion. If I try to pull and do any of this, he's very strong in that regard. So I'm gonna keep my arms here, and I wanna think about my hands being on rails. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna slide this straight up. It looks almost like a Wing Chun type punch here. And as I do that, I'm gonna come right underneath his chin, bang, this way. From there, I'm also pulling this one back. I can hit him here maybe, or hitting the side of the leg here, at least to soften it up. I don't count on these having a definite effect, but I do count on these having some kind of reaction. Right? So once I hit here this way and knock his chin up, then I'm rolling this one over. Even if he's holding onto my wrist here with his hand, it doesn't matter, because I can roll over the top here and then land elbows like this until I at least get my hands free. And once I have my hands free, I'm gonna go back to this first situation that we talked about. So once again here, some considerations from this kind of position here. If I'm stuck, I'm connecting my hands to him. I'm going kind of a straight blast this way here, coming back, groin or thigh or whatever it is. And then I'm gonna roll over, boom, here, land some elbows wherever they land. And then I'm gonna pin the biceps, hop up, pin the neck here, and go back in to the first passing situation. Again, guys, these are considerations for whenever there's limited or no rules involved and the guy has established some kind of a guard on me, whether it's closed or open or some kind of middle range where I can't effectively strike and I need to get myself to a passing situation. Let me know what you think about these things, guys, and keep watching Aperture and Knight Jiu-Jitsu channel. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Thank you, guys.